Man, I am bogus, man. I'm so late. If you just now getting in, when you hear me, put something in the chat for me. Let me load up these slideshows real fast. Load up these slides. We're gonna call this Blueface. Get rid of that. Sharita, what up? What's going on? Y'all ain't even text me and say, bro, you supposed to be on. Where you at? See how y'all do me? My apologies, man. We've been handling some business, man. We had a major shift in our business today. One of the partners will be resigning to start his own business. And I love it because I love to see bosses, man. Hold on. Let me go get the video. Let me get the video for today's conversation. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Derek Riley, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Manifesting Bliss, what's happening? What's happening? I can't wait till Friday. No, Thursday. We on Thursday? Yeah, I think we on Thursday. Yeah. I was sitting up here, man. We going through a quick little, had a unexpected company meeting real fast. Yup. Sure enough. That's what happened. You know, let me turn that on. What's up, Tanisha? What's going on? Oh, Tanisha, I found your weak spot. I finally found your weak spot. You don't know how to calculate the degrees. I got you. So even if you go one by one, Tanisha, like if you like, hey, this is at 16 degrees, 17, 18, 19. And see, remember too, it's only 30 degrees in the sign, right? So say for example, if you had something at 16 Aquarius, then 16 Pisces is 30 degrees. Then 16 Aries is another 30 degrees. So that's 60 degrees right there. And so say you're looking for, because the question was 57 degrees. So you can go 30 degrees over that precise degree 2 times and then go back 3. You see what I'm saying? And so OJ Bruce Lee, what up? Yeah. That's how you do that. You know what I mean? So I finally caught you slipping and whatnot. But don't worry, we're gonna have some fun. But what up, y'all? What up, man? Everybody click the like button for me real fast. I'm gonna make this video really quick. This ain't a long one. So glad I'm in a different mood because I could really cry. Because there's a lot of pain, man, that's going on with this couple right here. I wasn't gonna ever do nothing with these two because they get on my nerve. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can bring this other light on. Hold on. There we go. Bring a little bit of light to it. What up, Skills? You sending the gift? Oh man, I appreciate you, man. All gifts are accepted. I appreciate you. Everybody, click the like button for the algorithm. All right, so I am Noble Ampu. Welcome to Hip Hop Astrology TV. The best astrology information that you will see as it corresponds to current events, real life stuff, man. Things for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I think it's imperative sometimes that we go dig in the archives of some stuff, you know what I mean? Such as the Lisa Left Eye Rest in Peace Lopez video is tremendous. Land is Golden, what's happening? And you have to check out the Rodney King video. Listen, that Rodney King video, and what was my man named? Tyree, I forget his last name. Tyree Nichols, was it? Tyree, rest in peace to that gentleman who lost his life in Memphis. Yo, that video to me, like I made a note yesterday. I need to go back to that video and really ponder the dimensions of that, because in essence, it would appear as if Rodney King really is alive in a sense. You know what I'm saying? On a whole nother plane. I ain't gonna say alive, is conscious. Yeah, the imprint and the intelligence of Rodney King is alive. Not the physical body of Rodney King, but the consciousness of Rodney King is alive and was very aware of who this Tyree brother was in this situation. So y'all gotta check that video out, man. I think it was alive right here, Hip Hop Astrology TV. Click on the live video, scroll down till you see that Rodney King video, man. And the gentleman Tyree, what was his last name? Y'all, was it Tyree Nichols or Tyree Jenkins? What was his name? Brother who lost his life in Memphis. It was it's the best astrological presentations, for real, seriously. It's really dope. All right. The question is, did you buy a book? No, I didn't buy a book. So Tanisha got a book. Drop that link, drop that Amazon link. She got a book. I absolutely, yeah, I promise I am. She got some books, a few children coloring books. That's on Amazon. Y'all can check it out on Amazon. In fact, you can just type in her name. Can we type in your name, Tanisha Hall? And you will see her beautiful children coloring books that are there. I'm 8 books. See, look, she balling. 8 books. All right. 8 books. I don't have 8 children. I don't even have little. Oh, my grandson. Now that's what I do. I give him to the little grandson. That's what we do. But everybody, click the thumbs up button for me. You know, y'all ready? Y'all ready to get into this? What Sharita say? These two are a literal dumpster. Man, I don't even know where to start with these two, right? Oh man. I'm just gonna get straight into it, man. You know, you get to a point where now you're the old person. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the old person now and shit. You know, like God damn it, I'm the old person now, telling you that this behavior is beyond toxic. It is not good. I wouldn't want my daughter or my son to have to experience such emotional, mental, physical abuse on this kind of level. It's not cool. And it is a horrible look on as they get older. I'm hoping they will look back and realize, like, damn, I was just dumb. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. One thing we can say for sure, and neuroscience proves it, that the human brain doesn't mature until it gets to its low 20s, mid 20s. And so, you know, they don't even have the mental capacity yet, literally, to be able to figure out that this is a bunch of bull crap. So it appears to be common sense to us and whatnot, you know what I mean? But they really may not really have the mental capacity. They haven't grown into that yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's interesting because the last part of the brain to develop is the neocortex, the brain that's behind the forehead that deals with rational thinking. You know, it's the part of the brain that understands what's right and wrong and what to do and where you are. That's the last part of the brain that develops, literally. You know what I mean? So perhaps they haven't grown into it, but this is a disaster. Very dangerous. Okay. So on the news, it is said that Chrisean had tried to burn down Blueface's house, right? So we're going to put this on the stream. Let's put that up there. Let's see. Smoke detectors going.
What is wrong with you, kid? That's what you gonna do with a newborn baby on the way. Set the house on fire. You bitch is dumb. Look how dumb the
Violence.
bitch is.
Breaking stuff.
This must be your first time trying to set some shit on fire, huh?
And I'm not going to, and I just stopped it right there. I don't, because then the video goes into her crying and stuff and a different video. And it's painful. Hollow, I don't want to mess that up. Vegeta, Rebirth of Left Eye, pretty much, right? Is, you know, and that's another classic that we did right here on the channel, was the Left Eye Andre Rising, the Curse of the Bad Moon. That video is a phenomenal video to show you about that. That was crazy. So let's get into some quick astro science real fast. Of course, anytime we see violence and fire, please pay attention to the planet Mars, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see on the far left-hand side, Mars represents fire. Okay, you can see that it's temper, it's violence, it is war. Okay, so it's a very nasty, aggressive energy. So again, my thing is, when I see physical things that match planetary descriptions, then I can show you with pinpoint laser accuracy what the planet is in the sky in reference to, or in comparison to, the individual that is having the experience. So let's pay attention to the planet Mars, because there's some anger involved, violence involved, some destruction involved, and fire was involved, right? All right. Now, this is Chrisean's birthday. She's a Pisces, but I want you to note the position of the planet Mars in black, which I should have put an arrow to, but it will be right here at the very top of the chart in black. In house number 10, I want you to look inside of the wheel. And you see these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see those? We'll go to house number 10. House number 10, you're going to see a planet that says 23 in house number 10. That is Mars, 23 degrees, 56 minutes, or maybe 58 because it's real small. I think it's 58, 23 degrees, 58 minutes, Aries. Okay. Now, please note that Mars rules Aries. Hold on. Let me go back a slide. What do it say at the very top? Mars rules over Aries. Okay. Now, she was born with Mars in Aries. What do that mean? That means she'll kick your ass. Okay. That means she could be violent. That means she could set something on fire, because when the planet is at home, the sign that it rules, its energy is at home. It's more dominant. It's just common sense. It expresses itself well there. That's its station. That's what it represents. That's who it is. Okay. Now, where is Mars at in the sky when you look at the green planets on the outer part of the wheel? I want you to pay attention to the far left-hand side where it says AC. You see Mars is in that region of space, which is late Cancer. So Mars in the sky is in Cancer, but when she was born, it was in Aries. Please note, when a planet is at home, it is strong. But the planets also have another sign that they do not do well in. Okay. So how can I explain this? Let me look at you when I tell you this. Okay. See each planet, and this is the reason why I fell in love with the Roman and the Greek theology of this mythology, because they made the planets into personality types, because these energies are personified through the human psyche. That's all it is. It's how we express the various different things. This planet may govern violence. This planet may govern imagination. This one governs responsibility, things of that nature. So they're all aspects of our own consciousness. That's one. Two, each planet has a sign that it rules, but then it has like a vacation home. Okay. And here's the rules. If Mars rules Aries, which is its primary residence, then the sign opposite Aries is said to be, its energy is not all that good right there. Okay, they call it a detriment. So opposite Aries is Libra. So if you got Mars in Libra, then kind of watch out, because that could be a detriment. Now, I don't like that, because Libra represents marriage partners, but Mars represents violence. So I can see how that energy there is like, oh, no, you better be careful, right? And so you got the primary residence, and then the sign that's opposite that means, and think about it, the furthest you can be from any given point in the circle is 180 degrees. 1 degree over is 179 degrees in both directions. So the furthest you can be in a circle is 180 degrees. That's the absolute furthest that you can be from one given point. Okay. So when you're opposite that home sign, then you're considered to be in a weak position. Okay. Now, each planet has a vacation home. Mars' vacation home is Capricorn. We call this exalted. It's like its second primary residence. It's like those of us from the north, we got a winter house in Florida, right? And so it's a vacation home. Mars' vacation home is Capricorn. Opposite Capricorn is Cancer, and this is considered to be at fall here because its energy is furthest away from another sign, its vacation home that it loves to be in. I can't make this no simpler than that. I think you got it. Okay. All right. So now let's blow this back up. If you see Mars in green over here on the left where it says AC, the Mars in Cancer is a no-no. Mars don't like it here, so his energy may act up. I don't like it. Okay. Now, what is Mars to Cancer, though? I'm sorry, Cancer to Aries. Well, Cancer to Aries, look at red. It says that, hey, this is a square. These signs are approximately 90 degrees away from each other, 3 signs over. And when that happens, every 3 signs, when that happens, that is going to create a problem. So Aries and Cancer, think about it. Aries is fire. That's where it was when she was born. But then it's in Cancer right now, which is water. Do you think fire and water mix? No, they do not. Okay. So she's going through what's called Mars square Mars. Mars in the sky in green at the AC point is at a 90-degree angle, because if we just drew a straight line, you see where it say AC, ladies and gentlemen? Follow that horizontal black line to the center of the circle and then go straight up. That's called a square. And you know what the middle of this is? You on the earth. That is your viewpoint of the heavens, which we're about to really get into another science in a sense. And this is really the science, though. But our viewpoint and our perception of the cosmic bodies at certain angles is creating problems. And here's the kicker. We don't even have to observe it, because many of these people don't even know what's going on. But it's very real. Okay. So anyway, Mars square Mars. So you see on the square chart, hey, Aries and Cancer don't go. So when you're going through a Mars square Mars, what's likely to happen? Oh, okay. You're going to set some shit on fire. You're going to be angry at this particular time. Now, the question is, what's going on with Mr. Blueface? Okay. Well, let's see. Oops. Here go Blueface. Now, Blueface is born on the first day of Aquarius. The very first day. Okay. So you will see, I put a picture by him, but look under him where it's the circle with the circle and it says 0. So that's the sun. The sun is 0 degrees Aquarius. 0 degrees is the very first degree. So what do that mean? That means on the day he was born, the sun just got to the first degree of Aquarius, which means he's the first day of Aquarius. So that's why it says 0 degrees. Well, I know that Mars in the sky is late Cancer. So technically, Blueface energy, if he was born just one day prior, he would be what? A 29-degree Capricorn. So if we go back to the square chart, yes, we see that Capricorn in red at the top is opposite Cancer at the bottom. Yes. So that means since Blueface is an Aquarius, but he's the first day of Aquarius, he sits next door to Capricorn. So things in Cancer will technically be in opposition to early Aquarius because he's just the first day in. So he's going through what's called Mars opposite Sun. The Sun represents who you are. So you be like, Blueface, what's your sign? He probably start throwing up Crip signs, but we say, no, what's your zodiac sign? Because he gonna be like, oh, I'm an Aquarius. Okay, so he's born on the first day of Aquarius, but Mars is opposition to that. But also look at the little arrow that I have up there. That's Pluto. Pluto, ladies and gentlemen, is 0 degrees Aquarius right now, dead on his sun. Now, this is dangerous because you got what's called a Pluto conjunction on top of Mars opposite Pluto, Mars opposite Sun. We saw the energy of Mars already. So the opposition is saying, hey, yo, you want to know when your real ops is? Here go your ops. Right now, bro, it could be something that could be an enemy to you. And guess what? Cancer is a zodiac sign that rules what? The moon. So that means what? A woman. It could be a woman that fights you at this particular time. Don't necessarily mean she your enemy. It could be the shit that you did that created her to be your enemy. You see what I'm saying? As well. So this ain't no blame game, but this is just to show you when these things are going to occur. And so Mars opposite Sun and then opposite Pluto. Oh, hell no, nah, bro. This is dangerous. Let's look at Pluto. Pluto represents what? Destruction. Now, dig this, sex. So often who you have sex with, you can struggle with those people. We all been through that. Power, control, manipulation, right? So when you got the planet of death, because you see death right up under sex, you got the planet of death is literally, the planet of death is literally on this dude's head where his sun is at 0 degrees. Now, boy, you good thing you got Jupiter right next to you because Jupiter allows you to have some type of protection and buffer. But this is going to be Pluto moves slow. That's going to be there for a minute, man. It's going to be there for a nice little grip, a nice little grip, a nice grip. In fact, let me do this. All right. Because I'm going to show y'all something. Pluto technically needs to get to around 11 degrees Aquarius to get away from his sun. But here goes the problem. Notice he was born with the planet Uranus at 4 degrees right here next to his sun. I'm in the 12th house, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. I'm in the 12th house. So now when Pluto conjuncts Uranus, I don't like that either. It's already doing it now because it's already in the same vicinity. And so Uranus is, like I say it all the time, plutonium, uranium. These things make bombs, right? So this is very dangerous. So technically, Pluto really needs to get around 15 degrees Aquarius to get away from 4 degrees Uranus, 0 degrees Sun. It needs to get about 15 degrees Aquarius, right? All right. So now let me show you this real fast. Let me present. Let me do it like this. Let me share my screen with you because I want to go to the future, right? I want to go to the future. And I wanna know, well, shit. When is Pluto going to be about 15 degrees Aquarius? So I went to Chaldea.com, which is an online ephemeris, right? And if I had to take a guess, I'm going to go up 10 years from now. Look, 10 years from now, Pluto is to the far right. It's only at 13 degrees. So maybe sometime in February. Here we go. For this last column is Pluto in Aquarius. It starts off at 14 degrees Aquarius on February the 1st, 2033. Pluto don't get to 15 degrees until around Valentine's Day of 2033. So that means homeboy has 10 years of Pluto next to his sun in Uranus. So you playing a very violent game if you don't get your shit together. And he's young, right? How old is Blueface? He was born, where my notes at? Let me see. He was born in 97. 97, right? I'm slow, right? So what's that? This year was 2023 minus 1997. He's 26. He got 10 years. He's 36. That's young, man. That's young. You got the planet of death on your head, man. And see, here's a bigger problem, too. Here is a bigger problem. This is what you have to ask yourself. When you go back and we look at Chrisean Rock's energy, right? And even the sun, like today, we in Taurus season. The sun ain't right there in Aquarius right now for Blueface to be having this experience. It was there when he was born, but it's not right there in the sky right now. Same thing with Chrisean Rock. Mars in the sky can't be in two locations at the same time. So technically, what we saying when we go back to Christian's, when we go back to her thing is, we're saying Mars in the sky right now is at a 90 degree position called a square of where it was when you were born. So we could say Mars square Mars, but we really saying Mars squares the location of where Mars was when you were born. So now, if the ancients then already gave us this science, right? I'm sorry, where is it at? Right here. They gave us this science with this square chart and say, hey, listen, when planets get on these angles right here, this is where it's going to be some friction at, right? That means, and if you have the friction, right? If you had a friction, then that means you're responding to some past tense shit where a planet was when you were born. You know what I mean? Hold on, man. Z Chatty, what up? I'm on the live. You good?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah. I'm on hip hop astrology. All right, I hit you back.
Okay, I got four properties I want you to look at. So call me back.
Ooh, gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. All right. So you know what I mean? Ooh, that gets me excited. 4 properties. So anyway, we're responding to a past tense thing where the planets were at when we were born. So now that also implies space has memory. So now, since space has memory, because I think that's obvious, we didn't prove that space has memory, then that means that shit that y'all doing right now is clocking that. And it took that in. Yeah. Just like it knows your birthday. And when these planets get on these angles y'all see right here, it can be some shit. And when it get right there and it be some shit, that energy is already in space because the earth is in space. Stop thinking outer space is somewhere out there when the earth is in space with all of the planets going around the sun. So we all in space. Okay. So now what you just did was you defiled your space. But the space that you defiled is just not your home. Energy is infinite. We're just now starting to get to that, right? That understanding. Energy is infinite. So if energy is infinite, then you just defiled the whole entire space of the cosmos with your shit. And now the planets at these locations, and mind you, since they're forever rotating, because now the sun is not in Aquarius right now on May the 10th. It's in Taurus. But now, since you done gave off some bullshit, now this bullshit, all these energies, it said, okay, this was a bullshit day. And so now, when planets get into certain spots to where that was on this bullshit day, it's going to reverberate back down into our reality and have another bullshit experience. This is why it's important to always have, to the best of your ability, positive vibes only. Right? Because it's clear that the space got memory. So now you just gave birth to a vibrational demon. That's what you did. See, thus in the Hermetic science, this is what this is known as. That's called a vibrational demon. They say it like this. The hermetic couple is very wise to understand and know that they do not have disagreements because they understand that everything vibrates. Yeah, a rock vibrates. You don't see it, but it does. Everything has atoms in it. And so since it has atoms, it has electrons, it has now it has consciousness, and now that's movement. It just oscillates real slow. So everything is vibrating. Now, if everything is vibrating, you know what that means? It creates rhythm because anything that moves has a tick tock to it. There's a pattern to it now. And everything that moves, since it has a pattern, tick tock, you know what that means? The pattern means polarity, meaning positive, negative, or what you would call up, down, left, right. That's the rhythm. Opposites attracting each other. You see? So now you didn't put some shit in motion. And since you didn't put that in motion, we live in a place that's a circle. I said it on the podcast, the audio podcast, right? If you ain't hip to the podcast, you got to get hip to the podcast, man. I put it on Cosmic Conversations right here on iTunes. It's on Spotify, wherever you get your audio podcast. I dropped something yesterday on, because I got 2 podcasts. I put it on Cosmic Conversations, talking about what is our cosmic design. But my point is, it's vibrating. And now since it's vibrating, you creating a rhythm. And now we live in a place that's a circle. Yes. So if we pull up a rendition of the solar system, what goes around, what comes around. Yes. Hold on. Let me go get something because I want to show y'all something. I'm going to do a video hopefully tomorrow, but definitely this week on the upcoming Venus retrograde is about to occur. I think it's going to take place on July 22nd, but it's about to get funky, man. It's about to get funky. Oh, man, I can't run this model and y'all see me at the same time, I don't think, because the way this thing is, it don't have no minimum button. Man, that's wiggity whack. Let me exit out of that. I can share my screen, though. So hold on. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. And then I want y'all to see a rendition of the solar system real fast, okay? So let me take this off and share my screen. I'll show you this, and this is the real view of the game. Ooh. Y'all see Miss Harriet Tubman. Yeah. So see, this is the real view right here. That earthly shit ain't that's bullshit. It's reality, but this is what I call God's view. Okay? So we live in a circle. So what I'm saying is, on this day, you created some bullshit, man. You created some bullshit on this day. So now what's going to happen is, case in point, let's just say if Mars was opposite Saturn, if it was opposite, then what I'm telling you is, hey, man, when this nigga gets like up in the future, a couple days, you know, if we can move this thing. He don't want to move no more. All right. Let me see. All right. Like when Mars get up in here, but obviously I can go the other way with him. You know, when you go up into the future and he get to a certain degree, it's going to be a problem. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be a problem. Now, hypothetically, say when Mars get right here, this is a problem to Saturn. You see what I'm saying? Because you created a problem when you had this in the straight line. So now when they get on those square degrees that I showed y'all from the previous chart, you're going to have a problem. Or every year when the Earth gets back, or now let's just say when Mars gets in this spot where the Earth was when you had a problem, that could be another problem. You see? So you got to stop making boo-boos in space, man. meaning having negative fucking days. You got to stop this. You got to stop it, because it is our own thoughts and our actions that is creating the misfortune that we are bringing into our lives. That appears to be, well, she unstable, he unstable, this dysfunctional, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. It don't even matter, because you actually made the decision to like the person, to be in a relationship with the person, to get the person pregnant, to try to be with the person. Like, you ain't know that beforehand, so it's your fault. You picked it. Why? Because something about it, y'all vibrating on the same level. Now the question really becomes, then, okay, then what's the vibration? Because you have to have a vibrational match. Yeah, in order for things to find you and attract to you, you must have some type of energetic signature, a vibrational match. You have to. Okay. So, as my man 40 Water would say, these are the things you need to know. Man. Okay. Thing you need to know. For real. Seriously, man. Yes. So that's a good question. Yes, you can neutralize. You can neutralize. You can neutralize. It's funny you asked that, because we about to get there in the Patreon. I'm just gonna tell y'all, y'all gonna have to piece it together, but everybody should study the Kabbalion. Study it. You need it. You need it. I'm about to start making people mad, because I ain't charging for the game. The only thing I charge for is $15 on Patreon. That's because I'm pouring into you individually. Like, we got a webinar coming up Thursday where we're going to deal with cosmic DNA. And that takes time, because we're going to have to look at your family. I guarantee y'all that if you go look at your mama chart, your daddy chart, and your chart, you're going to have the energetic signature of one of those parents. That this is, in fact, what if you could really look at this science thorough enough and be like, it could be used for paternity, right? You can really identify it, as long as the baby daddies ain't born in the same, got the same energetic signatures themselves. You know what I mean? But seriously, you know what I mean? These patterns repeat themselves. And I really think that shit is Nobel Peace Prize worthy. You know what I'm saying? And so, Ojos Azulis, what role are Aquarians playing in the age of Aquarius? So that's I be that. Our role is to really usher in the light. What is Aquarius? Aquarius is the age of information. It's the age of enlightenment. So now that means we're the sign of enlightenment. We're the sign of freedom, rebellion, and a help to humanity. It don't necessarily mean you like groups, because here's the thing. I realized that I'm really an introverted person. I don't really like people like that, but I like solving the issue and making a contribution to the advancement of humanity. That don't necessarily mean I'm a people person. You understand? It's a big difference. So Aquarius is the unique individual, but how can you be an individual, but it's the sign of humanity? Because it wants to do, it's highly individualized, like I said, but it's going to do things for the greater good of humanity and whatnot. So our job is to, I'm going to tell you who the avatars were that preceded us: Bob Marley, Huey P. Newton, and Abraham Lincoln. Those are the Aquarian avatars that paved the way, you know what I mean, before us, you know what I'm saying, in this particular age. So our job is to help humanity evolve to higher plateaus of enlightenment, and to help us have sense of freedom. That could be political, that could be social, that could be more of an individual thing. So it really kind of depends where your energy sits at, but it's an energy of liberation. And it is also the sign that rules technology. So you're going to see the Bitcoin, you're going to see anything that's tech based, that's Aquarian too. So we can revolutionize the world through technology as well. You know what I mean? But for the greater good of humanity, it has to be something that advances the culture. So that's our job. And I say it like, if this was a cosmic Masonic lodge, the Aquarius sits in the east as the worshipful master, the person that runs the lodge. And in the south, when the sun is at its highest peak, we call that station there the Junior Warden. When the sun is at its highest peak, the beauty. The Junior Warden would be Scorpio, which is interesting because that puts sexuality, something that's usually secret, because Scorpio is sex and secrets, but the 10th house, the south, represents the public. So now within the Aquarian age, you see all kind of shit that's sexual. Not only that, everything in this age is going to have a tad bit of the Aquarian filter on it. So you see all kind of weird sexualities going on right now. You know what I'm saying? You see people identify themselves as cats and they're human beings, all kind of weird shit, but that's Aquarian. It's weird. So yeah, you would have, Scorpio right there, and Leo would be in the west where the sun sets. It represents strength. And so wisdom comes from the east, the light, the instruction comes from the Aquarian. The beauty of what we need to highlight is Scorpio, Scorpio is a very interesting sign, but it's sexuality and joint partnerships. And it should be sacred sexuality, not perverted sexuality. And Leo governs strength, which the west represents relationships. One thing you should really do in the morning, I'm putting this inside of we building something inside of the Patreon. I'm gonna give y'all one aspect, but you got to be in the Patreon to get this shit. But I'm gonna give you one thing because I sincerely want y'all to succeed. If you're in a relationship, and if you're not in one, you can visualize being in one or do it with yourself because you're in a relationship with yourself at this time. When the sun is setting, you need to hug and kiss during sunsets. It is very important. Why do I say that's important? Because that region of space, the western portion of the sky, governs relationships. It's called the 7th house in the birth chart. Simply means the western portion of the sky, but that if you got energy there, that represents marriage, contractual agreements. And so this is the time where you really should really tap in. And it's so beautiful because it's not the sun setting. Your portion of the earth is turning away from the sun. And it's so beautiful because you don't even feel the earth turning, and it's giving the illusion that the sun is setting. But your portion of the earth is now turning away from the light. And so as you're about to enter the feminine mode, because the energy is about to change, right? So now we're about to go from masculine light to feminine yin mode, the darkness in a sense. This is a time to recognize that shift and to embrace one another because the energy is in the house that deals with relationships. Okay. So you really need to do that. It's a very empowering time. I'm going to tell you who knows this and who does this. It's called the Sabbath. It's called Friday night, 18 minutes before sunset. The Jewish woman lights the Shabbat candles and she says a prayer. Close her eyes over the prayer, over the candle, right? Says a prayer. And then they have their dinner and whatnot and getting ready to go on a fast. And it's not a fast, well, a technology fast in the sense that they're really orthodox for about 24, 25 hours. And but the woman is bringing in the energy known as the Shekinah, which is the feminine presence of God. Yeah, so they on to something. They know something. You know what I mean? Very, very successful group of people. You know what I mean? And they're 100% cosmic. You know what I'm saying? Roshahana is based off the new moon in damn Virgo on average. You know what I'm saying? Some years it may fluctuate and go over to Libra, but on average is in Virgo, which is the woman, which is one sign before we get to the equinox. And we're about to start the light is descending. But I got so much shit to share with y'all, man. Listen, there's so much depth to this, right? We need to understand momentum. What I mean by this is, look, think about this, right? See, when you really know this science, it starts to, like, the first day of summer is coming up next month, right? Say June 21st on average, right? Do you know we start losing daylight at that time? Like the days start to get shorter. And when you know that, you start to see it too. You're like, God damn, man, y'all talking about the summer and the light is already decreasing. Fuck, in 90 days, it's going to be the fall season. That quick, right? Because we're losing light on the first day of summer. And so there's energies, signs where the light is increasing, and then there's signs where the light is decreasing. Now, which signs are on the same, let's call it declination or latitude? Which signs are on the same levels? You see? So if you got coming up and then going down, like who do you match with on the same plane? It's kind of like grabbing a regular piece of paper with some lines on it, right? And draw a triangle, right? And but don't close the triangle at the bottom, but draw a triangle, right? And then these lines that's going through the triangle, those are zodiac signs. And at the very top of the triangle is going to be Cancer. And then it starts to work itself down. Really, it's a diamond. Okay. A diamond is the grid to really best identify this. If you take a diamond, on the left side of the diamond is going to be Aries. On the right side of the diamond is going to be Libra. At the top of the diamond is going to be Cancer. And at the bottom is going to be Capricorn. And now you put all the zodiac signs in their respective place. And then you start understanding, if we start in the Aries, the equinox, hey, there's an ascension point and there's a descension point. And then you need to understand what signs are which. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, Patreon is the best I can tell you, man. It's the best I can tell you, man, and really get it. David Vega, what up, man? Talisha Edwards, what up? What's going on? Does it make nobody's obsolete? Because the question is, does the age of Aquarius make Capricorn obsolete in the 12th house? No. The age rules 2,000 years, right? So that it don't make nothing else obsolete. Everybody got a respective station. And so it don't make it obsolete. Think about it. Capricorn is now governing that particular portion of space. Because technically the next age to come is Capricorn. Listen, the way humanity is acting the fool right now with this whole, like, it's too much Uranus right now. Again, human beings can say they cats. Jobs will put a fucking litter box in the bathroom for you if you identify as a cat, because they scared you to sue them and shit. Like, for real, we've gone crazy. Okay, and that's Uranus. Uranus energy is loco. Okay, so we're going to progress next into Capricorn, which is government and strictness. So you can see how we're getting so crazy. You can see how we're getting so out of control that, 2,000 years from now, somewhere in the timeline, China then motherfucking invaded and took over America, and it's a dictatorship because it infected the world with its radical freedom of thought. And when you understand how this works and how easy it is to influence people, you can almost understand to a degree why the freedom of thought and freedom of expression, freedom of speech rather, could be very detrimental to a culture. It can. So the age of Capricorn is going to come and whoop some motherfucking ass. Listen, I don't want to incarnate in the age of Capricorn if I'm not a part of the ruling class, but I'm always part of the ruling class, always. But nah, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? So it's not obsolete, not whatsoever, not at all. I think we all have our respective stations. You know what I'm saying? This is the time that we're really supposed to be disciplining ourselves and learning about, spiritual matters and stuff. So you did. Good question though, man. More Soul Knowledge TV. What up? Yeah. Oh yeah, Sharita, you holding out, man. Y'all ain't gonna be working me to death, man. Y'all can't work me to death. Yeah, you can make the upgrade when it open back up, though. You know. Yeah, man. Listen. Donald Trump, please tell your buddy Kim Jong Un and all them over there, chill out, man. Bring them on back to Mar-a-Lago, have some conversation, tell them to chill. Which, by the way, honestly, man, we about to get ready to have to run a big placebo effect, and I'm just gonna say it out loud, man. You know, thoughts affect reality. You have to understand that the universe is mental, and I think we got it in basic understanding because, I mean, I gave it to the universe, man. The universe is real, man. Like, so inherently, we know that the universe is mental when we say things like that, but it really is mental, because it's just full of consciousness. How can it not be? The all is the mind is consciousness, so therefore the universe is mental. Well, what if all of the misfortune is really coming from the lower level thoughts of humanity? And what if all the great things come from those who produce the higher thoughts of humanity? And the battle is really between what humanity is thinking. The group who are more on the denser vibration and heavy war, famine, fear, victims of things, crying, the hurt, the pain, the trauma. Not that these things are not real, but I mean, but again, but it's still a thought and a frequency that's given off into the ether. And then those who want to, you know, have more of, got the total opposite. So what if there's really a battle between the thoughts of humanity playing out? Well, if that be the case, for those of us who understand this, then it becomes our duty to interject something to the contrary. Here goes the answer, Sharita. To the contrary, to neutralize the impending negative that is that is swelling up, right? So in other words, how do we run a placebo effect to nullify and cancel out a negative event before it happens? Akhenaten of the 18th dynasty in Egypt is said to had created glyphs where he was defeating his enemies in war, and this dude ain't never fought nobody. He ain't fight these people, but he depicted himself as if he was already victorious over them. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, what was Jamie Foxx? What happened? Because I ain't never click on the story. What happened? Well, we can do that live. You know what I'm saying? So you can see how we get down. What happened to Jamie? He was sick, but sick of what? What happened? Somebody put that in the chat for me. What happened? Yeah, discipline and spirituality is that Capricorn shit. It's also government, big government, playing a role. I can't, Sharita. How can I do that? I don't know if I can do it and then email you. Yeah, let me play with it. Let me see. But what happened to Jamie Foxx? What was the actual diagnosis so we can see what happened? Let me see. I'm gonna go look it up real fast and see. Jamie Foxx health. April the 11th, Fox was hospitalized in Atlanta, Georgia, where he had been filming. So those are two keywords right there. Hospital. But they saying, from what I see as of yesterday, family aren't sharing his medical diagnosis. And here's why. CNN. There has been practically no information released other than his family initially asking for privacy in a post last week on Fox Verified social media account. Appreciate all the love. The post reads, feeling blessed. The desire for privacy is in keeping with how the race star has always lived, despite a career that puts him in this. All right, so we just know hospitalized, right? Was his ass in a coma or something? Yeah. If anybody got any information that happened, obviously it wasn't fileable. So the silence around the Fox medical complication, to use his family's words initially, seeming to keep him with the performer conducts. So yeah, I'm not getting anything far as what actually happened there. But I can tell you off rip. I think that it's going. You say stroke or a heart attack. They say Diddy is what happened. I think he's going to have Neptune in the sky. Neptune in the sky is at one of those angles that I pointed to in the square chart. Hospital and movies is Neptune. And hold on, let me see something. Astro.com. Astros, the chart selection. Let me go grab my y-axis. And when is his birthday? Jamie Foxx birthday. December 13th, 67. 12/13/67. 12/13. So remember, my initial thing is Neptune. 1967. All right, let me come back and share my screen so we can look at it together in real time. Let's see. I'm going to say Neptune on the conjunction or one of those angles that we talked about. All right. And so what I'm doing is, so you can see his birthday up here in black, and then transits is today, where the planets are. Right? Whoa. He got Neptune right here. It's on Chiron. Chiron, even though I don't really read Chiron like that, but Chiron is the wounded healer. It was how you was wounded. They say how you was wounded in the past life and how you must heal. And Neptune is dead on it. And so Neptune in the sky is 27 degrees. If you come down here in green and you read the planet Neptune, go across in green to see where it is in the sky currently. It's at 27 degrees. And if you read Chiron in blue, it's at 25 Pisces, and you see it's at 25 in the chart. So Chiron is a fact. It's known as a wound, how you was wounded. And the planet Neptune is there right now. And if I pull up the keywords, for Neptune, you're going to see, I wonder if it's going to show us. You see coma, which again, you would be in the hospital for that to happen. You will see asylum over here to the far left. Asylum is pretty much an institution. And so I'm trying to see here if we can see hospitals. They don't got hospital there, but it rules that and whatnot. Yeah, for sure. Compassion, artistic expressions, especially through music, where Neptune is found in your birth chart, shows where you spelled where wrong and how you express imagination, as well as where you feel you can be prone to deceiving others or deluding yourself. Rules over Pisces in the 12th house, the unconscious, mysticism, creativity in the sea. Negative expressions of Neptune, escapism, either drug or alcohol addiction, deception, confusion. And yeah, so this rules hospitals, but it also has this thing where it rules music. It has this thing where it definitely deals with acting in a sense. But yeah, I knew Neptune was on something for sure. Neptune conjunction. So we hit that dead on. Interesting because it deals with the planet that deals with healing. And it's on the square to his sun. So remember, he's a Sagittarius, 20 degrees Sagittarius. Sagittarius over here to Neptune and Pisces, that don't get along. So if we were to come back and I was the hey, why aren't they coming up? I can't. I gotta go to the thing. If I show you the square chart, Pisces to Neptune is a square. He don't got nothing in Jimmy, and he got a lot of shit in Virgo. And so Neptune is in opposition to some shit in Virgo, Pluto, and Uranus right now. So he's going through a tough moment. The problem with Neptune is, let me come back where I can see y'all. Where y'all at? All right. Let me add that to the stream. There you go. So if you look at Sagittarius in yellow and you see Neptune in Pisces, that's a square. So he's going through Neptune square sun. The problem with Pisces is that with Neptune is this: it's mystical. It could be something rare, and doctors can't explain it. It's a very mystical thing. Neptune it's my favorite planet by far. By far. Neptune really represents consciousness. Mercury is the communication of the consciousness. To me, Neptune really represents consciousness because it's an invisible vapor. That thing that makes you and I alive called spirit, that's Neptune. So shout out to Pharrell and the Neptunes, but Neptune is a very, very my favorite planet by far. But yeah, he's having a tough Neptunian transit, which could be something that is, something that is mysterious. If we go back and look at it, let me go back and share my screen again. Go back and look at his chart. So where's natal Neptune though? Natal Neptune's not doing too bad in this chart. It's actually pretty good. He don't have no red lines going to natal Neptune in his chart whatsoever. No. But that energy he got over there, that Pluto Uranus conjunction, square his sun, opposite Saturn, and Pluto and Uranus being inside of Virgo, it could be something dealing with the intestines. Could be something dealing with the intestines because Virgo rules the intestines. Could be that for sure. Neptune and Pisces could be more of a lymphatic system type of thing. So the ability to fight off infection is a little bit strained right now because Pisces is the lymphatic system, which is really the real immune system. But it could definitely be something with intestines at this time. Being a Sag liver, Neptune is drinking drugs. So was it drug related? Don't necessarily have to mean like cocaine type of drugs. It could have been regular, quote unquote, prescription type of drug, or a reaction to a drug once he was in the hospital for whatever reason, and he took a drug. It could have been. So it could have been a host of things. But for sure, it's definitely a Neptunian thing connected to it. All right. All right. I have Gemini as I have him as Gemini rising. Oh, okay. Okay, Gemini rising. How did you get that? I mean, either you know the time or you can, there's ways you can figure it out by doing some homework, rectifying it as they call it. You know what I mean? But yeah. All right. So yeah, and I just wanted to come on and share with y'all. Any questions? Make sure y'all join in that those podcasts, Spiritual Politics. It's on iTunes, our other YouTube channel with Spiritual Politics as well. Cosmic Conversations on iTunes. That's me. We there. And make sure you get at me on the Patreon, man. You want to learn the science? Get at me. Get at me, because Thursday we're gonna have a bomb Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna get together and have a conversation and look at yourself, look at your parents, look at your children, and see if we can identify some patterns. And it's a great homework assignment, beautiful thing to do. Yeah, because then you can, one, you get to see, whose energy passed on. And to me, that tells me if both parents are responsible and the parents split, I think the child should go with the parent who has the same cosmic DNA. That's what I call this. They got the same cosmic DNA. So that tells me that kid belongs there. And I was supposed to get some paperwork for one of these properties, and I just realized, where the heck are they at? Man, you're running behind like a mug. Placed in damn clothes now. Yeah. So any questions? Put in the chat. Where you at? Put in the chat, or we wrap this thing up. You're good. Thank you, Tanisha. Appreciate it. Yes, join that Patreon. Just set Spotify notifications. Yes. Make sure you set your notifications, man. I did something yesterday on Cosmic Conversations. Same thing with the other one too. Spiritual Politics. They're both on your iTunes, Spotify type of platforms for audio purposes only. So make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification button. Same thing right here on YouTube. Hit the like button for me, please, if you didn't already. That way it helps the algorithm out. Hey, man. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Venus retrograde. Yes. Venus retrograde. We are going to enter the zone on June 18th. So a little bit over a month from now, we are about to enter the Venus retrograde zone. Venus is going to retro at 28 Leo. Ooh-wee. It's going to go back to 12 Leo. So there goes 16 degrees of Leo. Hint. There goes 16 degrees of Leo. That Venus, you know what? We Tanisha, your one of your boyfriends, one of your old boyfriends gonna come back in your life doing this Venus retrograde. Remember, I called it here first, y'all. Since we know you're a Leo and Venus retrograde in Leo, you're gonna have one of your baby daddies is gonna come back in your life, wanting to get back with you. That's my prediction. That's my prediction, man. All right, what you got to say about that, Nisha? One of your ex-boyfriends is coming back for round 2. Round 2. Watch. Let's see. I can't wait to see. All right. Would Venus retrograde plus Jupiter in Taurus help the reparations movement? Ooh, Jupiter in Taurus is going to be a good one. I don't know about the Venus retro. Well, that makes sense. Venus retrograde is a money thing when it rules Taurus, then Jupiter's in Taurus. It's a good observation, man. It's really good. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's time to revise, go back. Jupiter and Taurus represents big money. I was born with that. It's funny too, because I got a dude begging me to come to the DR, and I got big money. Like, bro, man, come down here. I'm telling you. And shit. In fact, I'm about to sell him one of my houses. And but yeah. Jupiter represents abundance and some type of big thing. And Taurus represent money. So it's big money. Venus is a retrograde, time to go back, evaluate values and whatnot. And so, yeah, absolutely. That can happen, man. Uranus and Taurus is radical and don't care and wants to change, and they may give you reparations through Bitcoin or something. You know what I'm saying? But Uranus is the people, and then Taurus is the money. So yeah, absolutely. California look like San Francisco, I think it is. It's starting to set it off real nice. And it's pretty cool for the record book. All right. I gotta make some phone calls, man, and get on some property stuff. But y'all need me, hit me up. Feel free, hit me up, man. Get at me. But again, man, I'm telling you, join that Patreon because there's some jewels in there. All right. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Click the like button, subscribe, hit that notification button if you haven't, and peace out.